evening, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are all over the world. Thank you very much for joining tonight. Yay! I'm so excited to have you here. So I'm live on multiple platforms tonight. So please indulge me. I'll be looking in this direction and in that direction. And I'm sure we're just going to have a super exciting time today. So you are welcome to what I call the Family Life Series with Bolanli Enang. Look, listen, when I say I'm excited to be here, it's a fact. I truly am excited to be here. All right. So, what we're going to be talking about tonight is very big. I love it. If you're live on Instagram, you might not see the topic, but tonight we're talking, or on this episode, we're talking about how to develop faith that sticks. So this is a follow-on to what I discussed the other episode around building a spiritually connected family. Okay, are you excited? Yay, I am. I'm very excited to be here. So the first thing I want to ask you to do, listen, I'm having a ball where I'm seated tonight. This is just me really chilling and enjoying this. So let me explain who I am and what I do, because it might be your first time of ever being here and you don't know who I am and you're wondering, okay, so who are you? My name is Bolani Daniel Enang. I am a family life enthusiast. What that means is that I carry on looking for ways to help families become the strongest versions of themselves. And formally, with practical work and all of that, I have done a lot in terms of working with families and working with children just across the world and people who work with children. So typically, I do trainings for school teachers, I do training for children's ministry teachers and workers and volunteers. And I'm very big on family. Why? Because family is the strongest. Look, you have the biggest platform to change the world in family. You understand that? It's very key. And I want you to remember that always. You have an opportunity to change the world if you get it right. So, one of my quotes that I say, and I'm going to use that to start tonight's episode or tonight's show, is you are the best parent for your child. Depending on your investment, one day your child is going to thank you for the investment that you have made in his or her life. Very critical, very important. So I know a lot of people join. Hi, everybody on in Instagram. Thank you for being here. And all the people on YouTube and on Facebook, thank you for being here. Now, a lot of families and parents, people say, "Ah, look, I don't feel competent enough." Can I tell you the truth? Nobody is competent enough. Have you ever seen a parent that says, I got it completely right? I'm an expert. No matter how well your children turn out, there is always room for improvement. And it's not just that, children. So I think that one of the ways that I have leaned towards a lot is regarding parents, and that's key. But it's important that we remember that in a family we do not just have children, we also have the parents. So when it comes to moms and dads, your marriage, that's very important. I really want to encourage you, whether you have children now or you don't. In fact, for those who don't have children yet, what a great opportunity for you to tune in into platforms like this and learn. You know, across the world, so many people are teaching us how to do parenting in better ways and nicer ways. I want to encourage you this morning as I sit right here in my kitchen. I want to encourage you that as we're cooking life together, don't forget that you're the best parent for your child. And depending on your investment, one day your child will thank you for what you have done. So, what is Sticky Faith? I've got amazing resources here. You know me. I love books. I'm a geek. I'm a bookie. I like books. Okay, I want to make sure the light isn't reflecting. Can you see? Fantastic. This is one book that is amazing. It's called Sticky Faith by Dr. Cara Powell and Dr. Chap. Actually, Cara Powell and Chap, these are part of what we call the Filler Institute in America. They've done loads and loads of research on children's ministry, on youth ministry, on family ministry. And because I'm talking about faith, I think it's really important that we bring those kinds of things, to our notice. This is another fantastic book. If you ever get it, this one changed my life 10 years ago. Amazing book, amazing. And then another one I want to show are George Banner's books. If you've ever heard the name George Banner, and if you haven't, look, listen, you want to do that. George Banner is amazing. He wrote a super book on revolutionary parenting. Okay, revolutionary parenting. And this is another fantastic one, Transforming Children into Spiritual Champions. Okay, so those are all the resources for tonight's episode. What does sticky faith mean? Sticky faith is that faith that sticks on, like a glue, eh? That sticks on onto what you do. So remember, if you want to put two things together, say I want to put this book on my hand, I can see I'm sticking it on. A lot of times, okay, we do things that are not intentional and then they don't stick. So, on this episode, I want to talk to you about some practical ways that you can actually, as a parent, develop what we call sticky faith. Are you ready? Are you ready? Please write your comments, ask me questions. Look, the best way to learn for me, one of the best ways I learn is by asking questions. If we don't ask questions, honestly, what will the world be without questions? What does it mean to have sticky faith? I've shared with you how studies show that a lot of children walk away from faith once they leave their parental home. And I've also shared with you how a lot of times teenagers can come to you and say, God, who is that? Now, the reason why I've stayed on this episode of spirituality is because the world is spiritual. So whether people are doing yoga, meditation, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, whatever it is that people are on, spirituality is such a fundamental part of life. And so one of the greatest gifts you can give to your children, you know what it is? It's your faith. So, moms and dads, what do you believe in? Who do you believe in? When your child leaves home, how does your child learn? What does your child use in life? What anchor? Do you understand? How does your child anchor in life? I want to encourage you. It's never too early, it's never too late to start building the faith of your family. Now, so I'm going to actually even start with parents. So, moms and dads, you're married and you do not bring God into your relationship. Have you heard this word, this saying, a family that prays together, stay together? Aha. Listen, many people, when you do not bring God into your space, into your family, there's just something, because humans are spiritual, something just feels missing. Now, clearly, I'm a Christian, so I'm going to come from the premise of Christianity. Hi to everyone who's joined. Thank you so much for being here. I want you to think about this. When you were growing up, what was the first kind of spirituality you were exposed to? Do you want to put that on the comment section for me? Something that you were exposed to as you were growing up as a child. What was one word or one phrase that maybe your parents said a lot and now means so much to you? Does anybody want to sort of put it on the chat box? Something that they said. Because you know what? The ears are gates, the eyes are gates, and the mouth. These are very important things in when we talk about sticky faith. So let's start with the eyes. What is before you all the time? What is it that you put before you as a parent? Can I tell you? Studies show that dads, I know dads are important. Dads, you cannot leave the growth of your child's spirituality to moms. I promise you. Look, I always say that it looks like a lot of dads don't even understand how big they are. You are important. So studies show that when children see their dads reading their Bible, it helps their faith to stick more. It makes a huge influence on your child's life. Can anybody put in the comment section here if you ever saw your father pray, your father or your mother read their Bibles or be spiritual and speak to you about their faith? Anybody here? I would be glad to I just want to see what's going on out there. You know why I'm asking this? Because what you do just on the random, on a mundane, is so key. Your kids are seeing it. And it's not just your child who is seeing it, even your spouses can see it. So, are you that dad or mom who you've just given up on your faith and you want to become a drop up? You know, Uber parenting doesn't work. So, let me tell you what Uber parenting is. You know, tonight I'm just in a very relaxed mood. Uber parenting is when you drop your child off to maybe a place of worship and you leave them there and say bye, and then you pick up your child later and and um and that's it. You have ticked your box of spirituality for the week. No, moms and dads, it doesn't work. You would have heard this, and I'll say it over and over until it sticks because I'm on a sticky faith thinking. Did you know that when you drop off your children and you do not sit and worship with them, you do not sit and engage spirituality with them, it doesn't stick? You know why? Because children don't do, oh, I don't know what I did. Okay. Because children don't do what you say, they actually do what you do. So if you do not have, I want you to begin to develop a practice of worshiping together. Now, I know that many churches and many organizations, the way we work our services is such that kids go this way, parents go that way. Assuming that's what happens in your own area, you know what I want to encourage you to do? Have faith conversations at home. Faith conversations are when you bring up a topic that has to do with life for your children, for your marriage, for your husband or your wife. You bring out faith conversations, you ask questions, you grapple your faith together. You know, we're no more in the age where people go, you must believe. Why? Because I believe. Who does that? Can I tell you, it doesn't work anymore. So you can't just say you must believe because I believe. I want you to create the atmosphere in your home where your children are able to ask questions, where conversations about faith and values are just a normal part of your life. You see what I'm saying here? So have faith conversations at home. Number one, very key. Number two, you can put it in the chat box, faith conversations. And you ask me how? How do I have faith conversations? Anything. You can be in your kitchen and cooking and your child says, I don't like this. And you raise up an issue of, oh, so why don't you like it? You know that in life, we don't always like what we get, but we make it. And you know something about God providing. So what we have right now is what God has provided for us. So you make faith conversations a regular part of your lives. If the only times you make faith conversations part of your family's life is when you're on your way to church, on your way to mosque, wherever you go to the synagogue for spiritual nourishment, it does not stick. Do you see what I'm saying? So I want to encourage you, make faith conversations. Somebody type faith conversations. Make faith conversations part of your life. You know what that does? It makes the faith stick. So I've got a glue stick here. You know how you can make a gluey faith? It sticks. Speak about it. Speak about faith in your home. Number two, faith services. You see, service projects. You will be amazed. There are many, many people who serve with their families. It makes faith stick. So when you make it a point of duty to serve, so for example, let's say, I'm just giving an example. Let's say you are an usher in your church, and one day you just allow your child work with you, or my own part, the one that I like. Part of the work that I do is that I'm a children and youth pastor. Okay. So, in the work that I do, we encourage parents to serve along with their children. Okay, so let's say you set up rooms, spaces, bring your children along. Look, when I moved to South Africa, I noticed something. So the first time I came to visit in 2007, we went to have King Burger. We went to a place called, I'm not sure if King Burger, King Pie place, some one of those franchises. And the child that attended to us must have been around 10, 12 years old. I didn't understand the curriculum at the time. So in South Africa, school is from January to December. So I thought, isn't this child going to school? Okay, and then I realized, oh, they were on holidays. So instead of the mom to serve us, she just sat in the corner and she was having a smoke. And this child came to us, good morning, please, what can I offer you? What would you like to take? Da, da, da. I was intrigued. You know why? This child was part of her parents' business. Parents, your faith is your home business, it's family business. And this mom had encouraged that child to begin to work in the business. So the child came and said, hi, what would you like to eat? So customer service at the age of 10 to 12, this child already understood it. How to serve difficult people or people from another tribe or ethnic group, race. So the ability to relate to people from other cultures, this child was already learning it. The ability to earn money, I'm sure the mother was paying her something, even if she wasn't, this child was learning, because we got there early in the morning, the value of money. So you see what I'm teaching here is about faith that sticks, because that child is part of the family business. Let's juxtapose that into faith. Once you can involve your children in what you believe in, it helps them. Now, it's not just your child, it's a two-way street. So the other street to it is your child actually sees you serving. Children who see their parents serve, serve. I'm telling you, look, I've got years and years of working in children's ministry and I've seen so much. I want to encourage you, moms and dads, even if it's a Friday night, you go, you give them pizza, or it's you drop off something, you drop the child off. I've got somebody in my youth group. She's got adult kids, but she loves basketball. She'll bring her basketball, and all the young boys, oh gosh, I have the most amazing balls teenagers like on earth. I promise you that I work with on Friday night. These boys come in, encourage their friends to come in, because there's another parent, not just me, who brings the basketball and they play basketball and they have fun and they know that there are adults who are looking out for them. So I want to ask you, please drop your questions. I think I should post that so that at least you know that I'm very interested in your questions. Please put your questions in the chat box if you have any practical ways. The first one was faith conversations. It's then faith project, faith services. Serve alongside your children. It is amazing. The third thing is pray with your family. Look, when I got married, I was told to pray. A family that prays together stays together. Listen, you don't have to be a big time spiritual guru. You only need to dedicate time and pray together. Did you know? Can I just tell you for free? One of the ways you can understand what's going on in the heart of your child is hearing them pray. So you hear what your child is um, passionate about. So pray together. Have those conversations. Serve together. Pray together. You know, I'm big on eating together, right? Because when you eat together, there's a beautiful tradition that comes with eating together. Look, I've written a whole book about that eating together thing. It's a big deal. It's a beautiful thing. You share grace together. You know, there's a way you eat. People are relaxed at the table. So let's say, for example, you're always rushing at the table. It's okay. Slow down. Maybe it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Share grace together. Eat together. And whilst you're eating, have conversations. Look, if you make God just a part of your everyday, it makes the faith stick. So let me explain again. This episode is about how to develop faith that sticks. Make it a habit, not tandazzle. Thank you. Make it a habit of praying together. It helps in your relationship with God. It helps in their relationship with God. It's such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing. So, can somebody just show me the three things I've talked about today? It's faith conversations, it's faith projects, serve together, and then it's pray together. The last thing I'm going to say tonight, so my 4 points, my last thing is be intentional. See, moms and dads, aunties, uncles, grannies, look, that community that you build around you, remember that you are a product of who you surround yourself with. Okay? So be careful about the gates. So be intentional about what goes through your ears, what you're watching as a family, what you're speaking as a parent, as an auntie, as a big brother. Be intentional. I love stories. So my last story tonight, or on this episode, is a story around a woman called Mrs. Obeying. So I grew up in the University of Lagos campus and we went to a wonderful church. And I remember the year my older brother was, my second born was going to school. He was going to the Nigerian military school in Zaria, which is like going from Johannesburg to Cape Town, very far away from home. And I remember, look, I always share the story. I remember that Mrs. Obengbe baked a cake for my brother. I promise you, that cake would not have been more than a plate, and she baked it. It wasn't, I don't even think it was ice, it was homemade. And then she brought it to church, and we all ate out of this cake. And you know what amazed is that I never forgot. I can't explain it. I never forgot this cake baked by Mrs. Obengbe. It made an impression on me that somebody that wasn't part of our family would go out of our way to bake and to bring cake for my brother just to celebrate the fact that he was going to an amazing school. My brother must have been about 11. I would have been um, 7 years old at the time, grade one. I would have been in primary two in Nigeria. I never forgot. Children don't forget how you make them feel. Can I then speak into marriages? How does your spouse feel about you when your spouse comes home? Do they want to be home? Where if you're not married, be careful about who you choose. Faith is such an important part of every relationship. It comes back. So be careful that you're choosing a relationship that will work for both of you. People don't forget how you make them you. You've heard that saying, right? People don't care how much you know until they know that you care about them. So people don't care how much you know, but they care until they know how much you care. That's it. Forgive me. So even when you're doing faith work, when you're having conversations, faith projects, you're serving together, you're praying together, and number four, you are intentional. You surround yourself. You create an atmosphere in your home that is God filled, that is godly. There's no point saying God is love and you are mean. Please be strict by all means. That's very important. Be strict by all means. But please, moms and dads, certified cold and you can be intentional. Listen, my cousin used to take me to church, used to take me to conferences and those kinds of things. Take them to wherever you get fed. Cool aunties, cool uncles. Take your nieces and nephews to the places where you learn. Take them to church, take them to kids' camp, have conversations with them. Listen, if their parents are not intentional, that's okay. Be a Mrs. Obembe. So you be intentional. Be the auntie that those kids can come to, the uncle that those kids can come to and ask questions. Recently, an auntie, somebody was talking about how she felt that her nephew, and an adult nephew, wasn't loving enough, was a bit judgmental. And then she sent him an SMS and said, listen, I think this. I saw that SMS, come back. And this adult nephew of hers said, thank you, Auntie, for always speaking the truth, for always telling me the truth and loving me. You're the cool auntie. Take them for the camp. Bring them to your church. Speak to them. Do the same things. Have big conversations with them. Serve with them if you can. Take them soup kitchens, orphanages, wherever. Pray for them and their families and be intentional. Be that community around your nieces and nephews, your grandchildren, your your husband, your wife, your friends' children, your children's friends. Be that auntie or uncle that also shows them love. Be intentional. Very important. Be intentional. Do I have any other questions? Thank you for that question, cool auntie. I just want to encourage you. Keep sowing the seed of faith. It grows, hey? It does. It grows. So, our four takeaways today: have faith conversations, make it part of your daily life. Number two, what's our number two? Faith projects, serve with them. Number three, pray for them, pray with them, pray over them. And number four, be the community around your family. You be the community wives around your husbands that loves them and shows them the love of God. Your husbands, be the community around your wife. Parents, be the community around your children. I've seen children who brought their parents to the faith. So kids are not exempt. All of us can build faith together. All right. So that's it from me on this episode of Developing Faith That Sticks. Quick announcement. April 28th, 29th, 30, we're going to have our first ever, ready? Our first ever Family Life Summit. I'm going to keep you posted on it. It's going to be amazing. Listen, through subscribe onto the YouTube channel, share this with all, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Bolanle Enang, or YouTube channel, Bolanle Daniel Enang, the family enthusiast. Okay, do these things, share it on Facebook, Bolanle Daniel Enang, and we've got a page, capacity growth consult page. We're going to keep you posted. That summit is going to happen. Okay, Family Life Summit in April, and then I'm going to have a master class at the end of March, and we're going to have an inner community coming up. Um, End of March, beginning of April. So look forward to these things. We're going to do a lot about how to build strong and connected families. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I really, really appreciate you on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Thank you. Remember, you are the best parent for your child. Depending on your investment, one day your child will thank you and will be all that God has made them to be. My last word: families are to be enjoyed and not endured. Have a super excellent, wonderful week ahead, and God bless you. It's me, your girl, Bolale Daniel Enan, the family enthusiast. Good night. God bless.